I think the princess is probably in another castle.
I think you're probably right. And we've been standing at this one for a while now. But if she is in this one, she's probably inside and she's like, are you gonna come in and save me?
What are you doing?
I can really use some help from a hero.
I'm selling chocolate.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're back.
Open the door.
We're gathering the 6 golden leaves for Richard. And so yeah.
We had talked about in the last episode games that are worthy of being called Game of the Year this year. I've got a list of every game that has come out this year. I will read the highlights, and then you try to keep them in mind and tell me if you think it's Game of the Year worthy. Ready?
Okay.
Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Ew. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know of any remake. You have to do a lot for a remake to be the Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And no. I mean, as much as I love this game, this should never be on anyone's list. And I will say, I love this game. This is great, but no.
Devil May Cry 5.
More of the same.
Tom Clancy's The Division 2.
Alright.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. That could be one.
I have no idea what that even is.
I could see that one. It's basically like a Dark Souls type of game, but you're like a samurai warrior. I heard really, really good things about it. Let's see. I'm looking at games from April through June now. Mortal Kombat 11. That didn't sound like a good...
Well, again, when you go to a certain genre, I feel like there's only so much that you can do in order to go ahead and be revolutionary. And I just don't see anything like that going like, oh wow, Mortal Kombat. Like, not against anything against people who love Mortal Kombat. Just, yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. Mortal Kombat is pretty much the same formula every time, which I think is what you were basically saying.
Well, not every... I mean, they've tried to do different things to make it revolutionary, to make it to where, hey, you know, this is going to make this better. Try to include different characters. So, I mean, they've done a lot in regards to trying to make it keep it fresh, but...
Wow, look at this guy. Man. So here's where I start thinking about, like, the Nintendo games that I think you would say, okay, I could see that winning Game of the Year. So, Mario Maker 2.
See, and that's where I would say, if it were the first one, then yeah.
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Possibly.
Okay.
And here's the thing about an RPG, is it gives itself over more to... Thank you for dying. It gives itself over more to open story and development
that
you don't necessarily see in other genres.
Okay. Now we're pretty much at... I'm looking at games that have released very recently or are coming out in the future. Mm-hmm. Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I don't know if it's possible for an expansion to win Game of the Year, but goodness, if it could, Monster Hunter Iceborne would be right up there, at least in my opinion. Borderlands 3 came out last week, but it had a really rough launch, and it hasn't been, like, super well received. Just the humor has been... People are complaining that, like, the jokes in the game are just falling kind of flat. Like, it's just not quite as good as the second one. The villains, not quite as good as the second game. The RPG, like the skill trees and the guns, are incredible, but just a little bit weaker of a story, a little bit weaker villains. The humor's not quite as good. So like it's it's not a bad game by any means. I still think it's very good, but it's just not quite lived up to the standard that the second game did, at least for me. I could see it, I guess, but I don't think it's very likely. Daemon Ex Machina, I heard that game got blasted, that it was not good.
Yeah, it was Nintendo's attempt to try and get into that, hey, here's a mech and whatnot, and I don't know how well... Oh, a talking tree.
Oh, wow. If you hear a hollow clank, you can... What?
Break the wall with a bomb.
Ah. What a friendly tree. Did you know there was a shell there?
I did.
Nice. What is that thing on the left?
I don't know.
Can you plant something?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow. You should take a closer look. Wow.
Yay, it's a warp.
It's a
so
fast
now they
travel.
have included extra warps that were not in here previously.
Okay.
And so that was not a warp. Also, you would have to go ahead and you didn't get to choose where you went, so you just had to keep using the warp till you ended up where you wanted to go.
Oh, wow. So this is a very
much
good
more
quality
helpful.
of life
Yeah.
improvement.
Exactly.
Now, is this the whole map?
This is the whole map.
Wow. So it kind of is a small world.
It is, after all.
Ah.
Yeah, but seriously, though, it is a very small map. There's not a whole lot that's here.
But
So,
this does not show the dungeons.
it does not show the dungeons.
Right.
Unless you've already been there, you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because you can see the dungeon right there.
Uh-huh.
So, but that's that whole castle. That takes up a good, nice beefy chunk.
Yeah.
So we're not wanting to go anywhere, but we are wanting to go into this hut.
It looks like a shell.
It kind of does.
I'm the spirit of the mansion. I've been waiting for
Like
someone.
Morgan Freeman. I've been waiting for someone who can overcome the darkness. Find the secret seashells, then ascend the platform. You will receive the ultimate sword.
Sounds like you should come back when you have all the shells. Do we have them all?
No, we don't.
Oh. Wow.
We do have enough to go ahead and hit that.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
It's like, congratulations.
But it's good enough for one of those.
Here's a shell.
Actually, you say that. In the original, when you hit it with 5 and 10 shells, it would give you an extra seashell.
Oh.
So, but they don't do that in this one.
Well, they're stupid.
No doubt.
Next game. I'm very interested to see how this game does. And it is set to come out on the 27th of September, which is actually next week. Wow, I had no idea that was coming out so soon. It is called Code Vein. Have you heard of that?
I can't say that I have.
Okay. So Code Vein is, it looks like a Dark Souls spawn, I think. But it's very anime driven. And
Really?
it looks really good. And it's been pushed a few times. I think that it was supposed to come out a while ago. But it just, the development just kept taking on and on and on. And so I think, if this is correct, it'll come out next, what's the date? Today's the 21st, and I just dated this episode, but yeah, so it's going to be out on Friday. So I'm really excited to see that. If you haven't seen the trailer for Code Vein, go take a look at it if that's your thing. I think that could be a really good game. After that, Destiny has a new expansion. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. There's just not a whole lot of games.
It's funny because there seems to always be, we want the same, but we want new as well.
Yeah. So, and now we're going to get into like the Star Wars thing because there was an issue with people saying The Force Awakens was just a rehash of Episode 4. But I loved Force Awakens.
Yeah, no, me too.
I thought it was so good. And if you look, there's a lot of parallels. I won't deny that. But it was still...
This is probably one of the funniest parts of the game.
Oh, what does he want?
He wants to borrow my stick.
Okay. Oh, no. It explodes. It just Dies. Oh no, guy. Why would you poke a beehive?
He is, well, I'll take that, thank you.
You're not sure how it happened. But we'll take it anyways.
You're...
Man, that thing is nasty. Yeah, so Force Awakens for me was different enough from 4, but still similar enough to just hit that sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those fountain fairies, right?
Yep.
By the way, Switch in October is releasing Overwatch and Witcher 3. So Switch is just bringing it on with the Switch.
Which is funny because I would have to guess many people who have other consoles already have those games.
Yes. Yeah. No. I'm not gonna purchase either on Switch, and really, you should only get Overwatch on Switch if you don't already own it somewhere. But it's still good for them for releasing it. Medieval's getting a remake in, what is this, November, October. Super Monkey Ball is getting a game on Switch in October. Okay, here's kind of, I don't want to say this is my dark horse, because that's probably not the right term for it, but Death Stranding, have you heard of that?
Can't say that I have.
Okay, so it is one of those Kojima games which are just like really out there and kind of weird, and it's got Norman Reedus as the main character, I think. It's just really out there. It's really kind of a strange game, but I could see it being one of those like, oh, it's a masterpiece, it's beautiful, it's this. I could see that winning Game of the Year, but I don't know. Pokemon Sword and Shield?
No.
You don't think so?
There's already too much controversy in regards to it.
Because of National Dex?
Because of the National Dex.
Okay, that's fair.
So, and there's some thought of it not being of reusing models and whatnot, or
Right.
not using models.
Okay.
So,
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I could see that.
You think so?
Yeah, well, just because it has... Now, that's not a remake, is it?
No, that is a new type of game.
Très bien, you have recovered all of the lives. Now move the statue and you will find the reward.
You have found my other frog. I was looking for him.
I wasn't looking for a staircase, but sure.
Did you really not know it was a staircase?
No, I knew it was a staircase. I'm just saying, I wasn't looking for a staircase. See, now this is part of Zelda things that annoy me, is you will find places like this where you'll have to come back with the right, like, with a different item.
Oh, I see.
Because it was longer. Oh, look, it's another secret shell.
Okay. So do we get the Master Sword for collecting all the shells?
You don't need to collect all of them.
Okay.
So, but you do have to collect a great deal more than you had to previously.
Okay. But there's more in the game now than there was back then?
Yes.
Okay. So it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a spider in there.
Yep.
It's gross.
It's dead.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all Game of the Year candidates that I could find. And there's not really a standout like, oh yeah, that's going to be the one. So that's why I'm just kind of like, what is it going to be? I'm not really sure. But, I don't know, when are the Video Game Awards?
December.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out then, but I don't know. I could see it being a Nintendo game. I really could. I would at least think that they'll have a few in the running for it. But you never know. I mean, there's been some weird ones that have won it before, so.
By the way, so this is what our friend has led us to, in the fact that he's like, hey, so here's a maze to get what you want after risking your life to get my leaves.
Yeah. Well, the name of this place was like Pothole Valley or something, right?
Yeah.
Pothole Farm? How do you make it through that? Nice. I think you're still gonna fall in though.
I think here's the thing. I think you're supposed to. You're supposed to go ahead and use the Pegasus, the Pegasus boots, because you can do a running jump. They combined like items in here to use together.
Oh, okay.
And I just wanted it more.
I was not familiar with the Pegasus boots.
Really?
No, never heard of that. But you gotta remember, I never played this far into this game. In soil sleeps secrets beneath your souls. Ah!
Take. I'm just used to running into items, not like having to actually take them.
I would not have guessed to dig there. Would have been like, what the heck does that mean? This game is stupid. So, as a kid, you played this when it originally came out.
Yeah.
So, the internet was not really a thing.
That's correct.
So, you had to trial and error all of this.
Yeah, there was a lot of it, but and here's the thing, this is where Nintendo would make money, is you would get guides, you would purchase guides.
Guidebooks, got it.
Yeah. Although, I would do this constantly. And for those of you who are, like, watching this and getting very frustrated that I keep falling down holes, one, I apologize. Two, I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you get close to a hole, it, like, has a gravitational pull.
Yeah, it'll suck you in.
So, it's, the holes are a bit more sucky.
Yeah.
Than they were in the previous.
Yeah.
So.
It's also one of those, like, looks easy, but is kind of hard to do in execution type of things. So.
I don't know why I enjoy killing that spider particularly.
Are you afraid of spiders at all?
Not really.
No?
No.
Have you seen the video of Billie Eilish put the spider in her mouth?
No, I can't say that I have.
Oh boy.
See, now, just because I'm not afraid of spiders, doesn't mean I want to put one in my mouth.
Well, she does a music video where she has, like, all these spiders crawling all over her. And then at one point, a massive tarantula, she, like, opens her mouth, and a massive tarantula crawls out. And I read an interview with her where she said that was real. They didn't, like, do CGI or anything. Like, she just, like, stuffed a tarantula in her mouth and then let it crawl out for the video. It's like, oh my gosh.
Now, I will say, this is really annoying.
Okay, what's
so
this?
Key's here.
Yep.
Entrance is here.
Okay.
So I have to unlock... Imagine unlocking the front of your door to your house and then walking all the way around to the back to get in.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, the gate. I see. Okay. Why did they do that? Also, this is the third dungeon, right?
This is the third dungeon, yes.
Okay. Well, at least you don't have to worry about Pokemon popping up.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know, with the rate that I cut down grass, I would probably have killed most of them anyway.
That's a dark thought. Somebody going out and just, like, chopping Pokemon down.
Have you not seen the comic book where this is green? Someone is illustrating green from the original.
No.
And she takes a lawnmower and basically, now, that looks mysterious.
Right. What do we do about
that? Nothing at the moment. Because
Oh.
those are not rocks I can lift.
Oh, you have to lift those rocks?
No, you don't have to lift those rocks, but you do have to get the flippers.
Flippers?
Because apparently Link can't float.
Well, I mean, people normally sink, right?
Well, I mean, if you struggle, I mean, you do it like a dead man's float. Or something.
How did you know that was there?
Amusing as always.
You have a sixth sense.
A sixth sense for seashells.
Sixth sense for seashells.
I think...
She sells
I think this is the Pegasus
seashells.
dungeon.
Key cavern. I miss the days where people used to store bombs in pots.
Now that was dumb on my part.
Simpler times.
And I apologize, because a lot of people are going, throw it at the door! Throw it at the... I can hear the remarks of the people watching the video.
The comments.
There. I've thrown it at the door.
There you go.
I still want to go over here right now, though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So that's going to need... Yeah, this is the Pegasus Boots dungeon.
Okay. So you can't go that way yet. Those bombs look pretty familiar. They look a little like bob-ombs.
They do.
They explode just like bob-ombs.
Yeah, they like to bounce around.
Jump around.
Jump around.
Jump up, explode. Even though you're surrounded by, like, ghost knights and bombs and acne ooze piles, the sound effects are still just so happy.
Indeed.
And it makes me happy. Except for that. But it just makes me happy.
Alright, well, can't get you right now. Da, 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 da.
Those skeletons remind me of Sea of Thieves.
Really?
Have you played Sea of Thieves?
I have not.
I played it for the first time last night. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
It would remind me of Stalfos.
What is that?
Because that's what they are.
Oh. Yeah, I imagine they would remind you of that then. Sea of Thieves was pretty good. I kind of assumed that it was just like this goofball game and that everybody there was just kind of like...
See, now this is where you go, man, I'm so glad to have arrows because...
Oh, very nice.
Those guys, you get close to them and they disappear. And I'm like, nope, I'm not having this.
So this one's tough because the floors will move on their own. Move you with it, I guess. Uh-oh. Do you have to grab that before it falls?
Yes.
So what happens if you have to reset the room?
You know what? I'm not sure. I've never, like, asked those questions. Just because your initial instinct is, grab the thing.
Yeah. No
grab the thing.
Oh, gosh. Oh, you can have both at the same time.
No, you just one at a time.
Oh, you can have one just at once. Oh, man. Okay, so you gotta know where it's gonna drop. Good
now,
job.
that one, if I'm correct, that one already goes ahead. And...
Yeah, that was on a path to land in the corner. It's an interesting concept for a dungeon room.
Mm-hmm. This red fire should tell you that I'm going to kill you!
Oh! I was nervous there for a second. I thought that one was going to hit you. Wow. The dude took a pot to the face and just died.
Yep. Now, I believe this is one of those beakless owl statues.
Okay. Beakless statue is saying something you can't make out.
Yeah. You also can't make out with it.
Yeah, well, I would imagine it would be hard for owls to make any noise without a mouth, so...
Yeah. Now, we'll go back.
Oh, hey, look, a beak. So you go give
amazingly
him
amazingly how that works out.
We have a key, too, so we can open that last door. What's he say? Do not fear, dash and fly. I can't fly. I guess that's what the Pegasus boots are for.
For it.
Oh, nice. Oh, see, this is just annoying. Because this is just, like, slowing you down for no reason.
Yeah. Well, it's meant to be, because that guy, you get close to him to stab with your sword.
Oh, yeah.
He disappears.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's why you go, and you're not supposed to have the bow and arrow this early, because you don't, your limit in the other game was 999 rubies. That's all that the game could process.
Okay.
And so, you know, this one, you can go over that limit. You're not restricted by program. No. But sure.
No. But yes. So could you get the bow and arrow? Was it even possible?
It was, but you'd have to farm a whole lot for rubies.
Yeah,
and it's like,
sit there
why would I do that?
Yeah.
Like the crane game was not as easy as it as it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't nearly as fun.
Yeah.
Because everything was on a conveyor belt.
Oh, so it was way harder.
Yeah.
Okay. So they really wanted you to go out and play and get the rubies naturally.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a mini boss. These are the Dodongo sticks.
So we're gonna bomb them. Oh, nice. Eat it. He's like, it doesn't smell good. Eat it. Nice. These are weird looking things, man.
Well, in the original, the Dodongos were Triceratops.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that fit in?
I don't know. It's just like, these look like Triceratops, but we're going to call them Dodongos.
Yeah.
And we basically have to do the same thing. Feed them bombs.
These guys have eaten a lot of bombs. You see, he like shakes his head. He's like, ah.
Yeah, it's little things like that you didn't get in the original. They didn't shake their head.
Yeah.
So, but they are a lot grosser looking in this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Alright, let's go ahead and pause there. Or stop there.
Sounds good.
Pick up in another episode. We're almost through the 3rd dungeon, man. We're flying through this game. One might say we have the Pegasus boots already.
Ha ha ha!
I don't know what the Pegasus boots are.